Wait, when do we start?
And like now.
21 seconds.
Hey, welcome to the Literal Show. Michael James,
who Dustin Hoffman.
Shutter of Mouse is what we like to call him. I'm your host, Jordy Young. These are my fellow attack helicopters. This is Charlie, the Glass Cannon Fletcher. This is Bill Christopher Christensen. And this is Michael Ryan James, the man with 3 first names. Welcome to the show, guys.
Yeah, hi.
Listen, it was Dustin Hoffman.
Well, yeah,
you said Christopher Plummer.
Close enough.
No,
talking about
prior to the show.
Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium.
For those audio listeners.
Yeah, we kicked things off talking about Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium, obviously starring Christopher Plummer.
Dustin
Plummer.
Yeah, no, he was pretending to be Dustin Hoffman in the movie.
Ah, yes.
Oh, wow. He took a real
Really
Robert Downey
fucking
Jr.
good
approach.
acting.
So what are we going to talk about on today's show, guys?
Yeah, where do we?
I don't know. You tell me, board holder.
Holder of the board. Well, we're going to talk about the DMV.
It's real riveting content.
And
strap in, folks.
9, which I believe is an acronym for New York, New York.
Yeah, I just got back. Spent the
We're going to
weekend.
talk about Chuck's glasses. And we're going to talk about Bill being drunk on stream, which is strange because personally I've never seen him drink. And
Very few people have.
I'm not going to talk about anything.
Edge.
I'm done. I'm actually
For
done
a long time it was.
talking.
Great. So you remember the story I told last week about the my driver's license?
No, retell it.
I ordered it, and it just never. It's been a month, and I was hoping it would arrive before my trip to New York, and it never did.
Yeah.
So I ordered it April 18th. Never arrived, and I told the story about how I tried to follow the Twitter, broken link. I tried to submit my information, broken website, so I couldn't follow it up at all or track it. So I went to the DMV today. Fuck it, I'll go in person. Hey, it's been over a month. Where the fuck is my driver's license? So I get it to the counter. I say those exact words without the fuck. And
I'm
she
sorry.
goes,
Why did you leave the fuck out?
because it's the DMV, and there's a very lazy-looking cop.
Okay.
So I wanted to be polite. Very lazy. He was on eBay. It was hilarious.
And
Anyway.
it's the DMV. It's the only job in the world where you can be a complete asshole and you can't do anything about it.
Well, the lady was nice enough, but she wasn't helpful, and I'll tell you why. So I walk up, and I'd already spoken to like the
Stay tuned.
like the receptionist, I guess, who tells you what, like she assigns you a specific type of person to see. So instead of just carte blanche, you just pick a number and go to the next desk. They have it now at the new place in Tradition. They have it separated, where depending on if it's tag related or driver's license related, they separate you. So I was explaining the issue, and she goes, "Oh, probably just got to call Tallahassee. So I'll write a little note on your receipt, give it to the lady." So I give it to the lady.
Do they call anywhere particular in Tallahassee, or they just call the whole
No,
city?
no, they just said call Tallahassee, and I made that exact joke. I'll have you know, nobody thought it was funny.
Speaker above the city. Does anybody know anything about Michael James's driver's license?
So anyway, I was like, she goes, "Oh, is it a renewal?" I'm like, "No, I just needed a replacement because of obvious reasons, right? You can see the magnetic strip is all chewed up because of the dog." So I give it to her. She goes, "Oh, I'm like, yeah, and I was charged for it, $27 on April 18th. Okay, well, I'm like, there's a note there to call Tallahassee. That was from somebody that works here, so I assume that's something that you now would do." And I like give this look. She goes, "Yeah, we don't really." I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, I'll wait." And so she didn't say anything to me, got up and walked away for like 5 minutes. I was like, "What's happening?"
And wait, you did.
She comes back. She goes, "Yeah, so all you have to do is call this number. There's no way for us to track it. And we would reprint one here for you at no charge. But because you don't have the star on your license, you have to now submit additional paperwork to prove that you're a citizen, which means either a passport, social security card, multiple bills with your address printed on it." Apparently everybody starting 10 years ago needed to re-verify their citizenship. And I just hadn't done it yet because my license doesn't expire until 2021. That's when I was going to go do it.
Well, in their defense, I mean, there's plenty of people like you that look like you that come in there, and you look like a dirty fucking Canuck.
Can I get sound effects for when I make a joke at somebody? What the fuck was that?
What was that, a USB connection?
Thanks, Windows Update.
Couldn't have made it a fucking hi-hat symbol.
Charlie, would you shut the fuck up?
I'm doing my best.
All right. So anyway, it's becoming long-winded. So she tells me to call. I tell her to call, and that's the end of that. So she walks away. She goes, "I'll just go have my supervisor call. Go ahead and go sit down again." I was like, "All right, are you gonna come get me, or I don't have a number anymore, and you still have my license?" She goes, "Yeah, we'll come get you." I sit for like 20 minutes,
They're not gonna.
and I've got I'm listening to like a podcast, and I'm like, I'm still like 20 minutes has gone
Was
by.
it our podcast?
No, it wasn't. I wouldn't listen to that trash.
Wow.
Was it illiteral?
No, it wasn't. So
Wow. And he calls himself
I
a
stand
true
up.
fan.
I go back over there. I'm like, "Hey,
he's shutting down every single one of them.
I didn't expect to be
These things
here
are
for
falling flat.
I expect to be here for something I already ordered in this long. I don't know what's going on. And the supervisor's already done on the phone. She goes, oh, let me go get her. I'm like, I thought you were going to get me, but whatever. The supervisor goes, listen, I called them. They won't do anything for me because I'm not you. Wow, surprise. So you need to call this number. I'm like, okay, but will they charge me again? Can they just reissue it? She's like, they'll reissue it to you, but here's why I don't think it's a good idea. Why? Why don't you think that's a good idea? Well, because
Do you really need a driver's
the
license?
cutoff for traveling,
At this point,
she says the cutoff for
necessary.
traveling without the star on your license is coming up either this year or next year before my driver's license expires, which means you will not be able to use it to travel outside the state if you don't have the star on it when that deadline hits. So she recommends that I just go back to the DMV once I have my passport and other information to verify and I can get the star, and then they'll do it for free.
Can you put your own star on it?
It's just a yellow fucking star. So I'm like, okay, so I paid for it. Instead of reissuing it, I'll just come back and you guys can print me one for free. Yes. Okay, great. That's what I'll do then. But it made no sense because I'm like, nobody can track this fucking thing. And then she goes, well, what website did you order it through? I'm like, the only fucking
Your
website,
fucking
that I can order it. The fucking Florida DMV, the HSMV, where there's so many letters. It's
You should
insane.
have-
I got it through
should have said
Walmart.com.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? She goes, well, do you have any tracking? I'm like, hi, this is why I'm here today. How are you?
Jesus
Can somebody tell me where the fuck this is?
Do you have any tracking? Yes, I have a driver's license number.
It's just so fucking stupid. So I guess I'll go back and with my passport this time and get the star on my license. I'm like, so hang on. So when I do this, will it be renewed or will I have to come back and get a renewal anyway at 2021? Because that's my current expiration date. She goes, no, you'll have to come back.
Welcome to the
I bet
government.
you're counting down the minutes.
We've got fun and games.
God, I hope I'm dead by then. So I never have to go back.
Can you do me a favor? Can you not look at that hole in the ceiling so that I think something's about to jump out at me?
I mean,
Was I looking at it?
It
You
is.
looked right up at it, and now
It's
I'm not gonna
distracting.
be able to
Something
stop
might-
staring at it.
Something might come out and jump at you.
honestly, I haven't even seen a spider all day yet. So
Yeah,
you're probably
I've never seen a
I
spider
haven't been
ever.
here all day.
Really?
Never. Not one time.
I don't.
Although
believe
I've been told over the course of my lifetime I will eat how many? 8 spiders? Or is it 8 or 32?
Why are you asking us as if we...
I had a.
You guys have all heard that fucking.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
my
you
Earth
eat 'em in your
Space Science
sleep.
teacher
Yeah,
in high
while you
school
sleep.
used to
Earth
work.
space science.
Yeah, it's what dumb kids that can't get into chemistry go do,
Oh,
which is
okay.
me. So he used to work for
It was
the
in one of those,
FDA.
portable trailers.
Was it Earth or space though? That's what I need to know.
It's both. I can't tell you.
both of them.
Well, the Earth is in
One
space.
word.
so-
Both.
Both.
But
of
he used to
them.
work for the
Both of
FDA,
them.
and he goes, "You would all be disgusted with how many insect parts are allowed in canned vegetables."
Oh yeah. Well,
I don't think I
the
would.
one thing I'm most terrified of on the planet are rats, and the FDA allows a certain amount of rodent hair on your food.
Mhm.
It's gonna happen.
just because it's like fucking.
It's
This
for
is gonna
fiber.
happen. Now I get it. It's
Hair
one of those
fibers?
things
Hair
like
fibers.
out of sight, out of mind. But every once in a while, it pops into my head, and I
What?
I can't-
Rat hair pops in your
and
head?
pops right into my
It
head.
keeps
Yeah,
you
it's
up at
so
night.
Park
gross.
Franks.
Fucking
You
I
would have
can't-
Only
hated
a little rat.
when I
hair.
landed in New York, and within 10 minutes from arriving at my cousin's apartment, we walked to this amazing
Why do you think I've never been to New York?
Brazilian steakhouse called
Because
Becco.
you don't like to travel?
I'm eating the most
That
incredible
plus
filet
I'm terrified of
medallions
rats.
with rats. I know you have a deathly fear of them.
Okay.
When I was eating, there's a family of mice behind Steven. I was like, oh, they're cute. You got the little mice. And then behind me, Steven goes, yeah, but that's a rat. And I turn around, and by the pile of trash, which is just New York, a pile of trash, a gigantic rat, probably almost a foot long, was running across the street.
I'd
And I was like,
Nope.
Charlie.
I'd like to
first
take this
time I-
opportunity to say hello to all our New York viewers.
Yeah.
Listen,
Pile of trash.
New York
The
is a
first
great
time I
place
ever
to
went-
eat. But
The first time I ever went to
Straight to New
Chicago,
York.
I was walking down the street, and first off, I freaked out because I'd never been in a place where there were subways, and the ground started shaking,
They
and I
suck.
thought I was in the middle of a fucking earthquake.
What?
Once-
Why you're ordering a sub?
Yes. Once I got calmed down after that, the next street we took, I saw a bunch of shit moving on the ground, and I thought it was rats, so I ran out into the street.
And
Almost
got
got
hit by a car.
I almost got hit
Yeah.
by a cab, and it was a bunch of pigeons like playing in a mud
Those are
puddle
just flying
or
rats.
water.
Is-
Well, they
is
are
it
flying rats,
Yeah.
but they don't look like rats.
Is
they don't
it
have the tail. I
pigeon
think it's the tail
like
that
a
freaks me
poor,
out.
yeah,
poor
it's
man?
the hairless tail.
Oh my god! It's
What if they had hairy tails? Like cat tails. Big,
they do.
fluffy.
squirrels.
Long cat
Squirrels,
tails.
and I sit in my backyard and I try to feed them. Squirrels, are adorable.
Squirrels.
So
And I
if
sit in my
somebody just went
backyard
around-
and I try to feed them.
And somebody just went around shaving squirrel tails.
I'm
they
gonna
would
cut
just-
that.
I would
clip.
hate squirrels.
I'm gonna cut that clip
Forget
out of the video. Just Charlie going squirrels, squirrels, and I sit on my back porch and I try to feed them. I want to take this opportunity to say
So
hello
long.
to GCart6969 in
Oh, what
chat,
up?
and also Defalot.
Death a lot?
Defelot.
Oh, deaf a lot.
yeah.
Grant, you the
Like
man?
can't hear a lot.
Maybe Defelot.
I like deaf a lot better.
Anyway, what's up, guys? We're gonna get back to our cast
Hi,
now.
gang.
What
What
up?
up, blood? You want to player? You.
So yeah, New York. To elaborate on my New York as a pile of trash, there is just fucking trash everywhere, and it's just always got this. It's always got the smell of trash, and occasionally wafts of nice smelling food overwrite the smell of trash. But then immediately the next block, you're reminded of it again. It's just a constant thing. And I made a
Trash.
joke. I made a joke. I was like,
trash.
When you're in New
Yeah,
York,
it's exactly what it is.
Second
They
time
all
you're
food,
walking
so
around, you're like,
food,
wow, that
food.
stinks. Oh, I forgot about it.
It's like,
oh,
even
wow,
when you
that
smell the
stinks. Oh, I
food-
forgot about it.
yeah, even when you smell the food, you're like, oh, it smells really good. But there's this weird sour after smell, which is just the city.
I thought it was
Of
just
New
the
York?
hot dogs they
In
sold
the
up there.
city.
And my cousin, who was a very gracious host to me while I was there, he goes, "Are you kidding me? There's way dirtier cities than this." And I said, "Name one." I haven't been to many cities, but all the
New
cities I've been
Orleans.
to, all the ones I've been to have been cleaner than New York City.
I believe it's pronounced Nerlens.
Nolans.
Now, to be fair,
Nolans.
I was also
prior
around.
to
Yeah.
Katrina, though, I hear
Fucking
that
get it
that
right.
washed it up a little bit.
Cleaned it out. I was in Brooklyn though. Brooklyn, and Long Island. Long
Bucktown.
Island's not bad, but it's also not really the city. So, but the city itself is just trash everywhere, just blowing across the street and giant open bags. Oh, and then I was walking home from a bar, and he goes, "Oh yeah, by the way, if you see any mattresses that aren't wrapped in plastic, move away from them because bed."
Oh, you mean you don't
because
want to lay down and sleep on them?
They,
for the
no,
night?
because it says bed
Bed
bugs
bugs,
can
yeah.
jump. And if they're not wrapped in plastic, they'll just jump onto your clothes. And I'm like, this fucking city is so gross.
How far can a bed bug jump?
We
Worth a
could
Google.
probably. Hey, Jordy, you have
chat.
the.
Can you guys Google how far a bed bug can jump? That's how far a bed bug can jump. Thank you.
Get back to us ASAP.
And mate.
What?
How
How-
far? How far
How
can
far
they make?
mate?
How
Yeah,
long
wh-
is
wh-
a bed bug's dick?
Well, no,
Well,
I
the-
think it's the shoot distance is more important.
Yeah,
shoot,
because
okay.
fertilization.
Like you might have
can
a
happen
tiny
over-
barrel, but if you can shoot, like 1,000 yards,
True.
you can
True.
probably impregnate from further away.
Better have a longer barrel if you want to shoot that far.
No,
No, you
not
can
just
use the,
actual.
barrel.
Oh, okay.
The
just-
noisy
not
cricket
distance.
from Men in Black.
In fact,
Little tiny. Blow shit away.
Well, because
Yeah.
the barnacle has the largest.
how did you
penis
know
in
what I
relation
call
to
my
its
dick,
size.
Charlie?
Really? The
Yeah,
barnacle?
the
we're not gonna
barnacle
get into
is
that.
is the mammal with the largest penis in relation to its body size.
Have you guys
You
ever
say
seen?
the man?
I was going to ask that.
You said-
the barnacle has the man with the largest penis.
No, the
I- I
barnacle,
thought you said
has the
with the
largest
largest
penis in
penis.
relation to
I
its
think
body
you said
size.
the barnacle is the man with the largest penis in relation to it.
Well, the barnacle
Which
is the man if it
is
has
not-
the largest penis.
It's not inaccurate because if you have a penis, I think that means you're a man.
But I said the man.
Not by 2019 standards.
And only huge dicks.
Can anybody correct me in chat about the if you have a penis, you're a man thing?
Well,
Anyway, do you know? Also,
we're
if
getting
you're a
real
barnacle,
weird with it tonight.
if you're a barnacle, do you know how you find out if you're female? If you don't get your dick out in time and you get dicked, you are the female, and that is really how it works.
really?
Yeah. So when mating season happens, they open up and they start. The male genitalia that emerges first immediately finds the closest barnacle that's open but doesn't have a male genitalia out yet. So it's like surprise, motherfucker.
So, the,
So if
Oh
it
my
is
God.
a male, it's just a male
it's both.
barnacle
They're
with
both.
a bunch of dick
They have
flying
both.
in his face.
So they
from
play
last
by
thing I read,
prison rules.
They have both reproductive organs.
Tonight on a literal
Oh,
show,
okay.
Yeah.
barnacles and sex.
I'm pretty sure, but I read. It stayed with me forever because I thought it was fascinating.
That is amazing. Have
Yeah.
you guys ever seen a turtle's penis?
He learned that in Earth
Uh,
space science.
No.
Have I ever seen
also an exceptionally long penis.
Really?
Have you ever heard a turtle orgasm?
And this is where
Sounds
we're
like-
at.
Yeah.
Possibly.
This is where we came to.
That sounds exactly like
That's-
my orgasm.
Yeah.
I'm
You know,
not
this
joking.
entire time when I heard that, I thought they were just really happy that I was picking them up out of the road and getting them off onto
They
the
were
side.
coming. They were coming.
Makes sense.
Coming.
Okay.
You
They're
are
coming.
attractive.
They're coming.
I'm the. I guess I'm the turtle whisperer.
You were
You
probably wearing your glasses that day.
Did we talk
Yeah.
about it on
A
the
game.
show that I imagine somebody running around putting turtles in the street?
No, that was a joke I made when we were driving.
I never
around.
see them coming off the side of the road. I just see them right in the middle of the road.
And if someone's taking them off, someone's putting them there.
Gotta be.
And I've got news for you, gents.
It's you.
It's me.
Saw that coming
Yeah.
from
A mile away.
whatever 3.5 feet away.
Hey, speaking of orgasms,
knee to knee.
anybody have a very vocal orgasm?
Yeah.
Mine is.
I'm a grunter.
Yeah.
Like,
Are you, I mean, like, for
I feel like
real,
I'm an
though.
orc from World of
I
Warcraft.
used to live with Mike.
For the
and I could fucking hear him across the house, and it used to freak me the fuck out.
He would
I
say-
thought
he
we
was-
lived in like the
Yeah.
Winchester house, and there was just ghosts everywhere.
There was
He would
ghosts.
say,
It was-
"Charlie, I'm coming."
Letting Charlie.
Can you hear me, Charles?
Listen up.
Like,
I would.
I'd be
Hey.
standing there cooking dinner, and all of a sudden
What?
I'd hear this noise. Fucking throw the pan up in the air.
Oh wow, that's.
It was
quite a
it was-
reaction.
You were vocal,
But
man.
then it was shot out of the sky.
I don't really notice that I'm doing it, except for occasionally if I like am recording a video while it's happening and I like I watch it later. I'm like, God damn,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up, me.
Yeah.
It's so fucking annoying. I can't really enjoy it.
I feel
You
the same
you
way. I
record
ruined
yourself
my
during
own
coitus a
porn
lot,
for
do you?
myself.
Oh yeah.
Do you put them on Pornhub? Are they up there? Can I find them?
God, I
Well,
had that
he
conversation with
treats them
myself
like
so many
NFL,
times.
like game day videos. You go back, you watch, see what you did wrong.
It's just a bunch of circles and X's. There's markup all over the screen.
Here's where we went wrong. How do I make this last goof go? From
You're
3
trying to get
minutes
in this
7
hole, but you
minutes?
ended up hitting this hole. I need you to get a blocker here. She was open, by the
I was
way.
running that nickel
You should
dime.
have hit that.
I'm always running that
Wide
nickel
open.
dime.
She was wide.
Nobody was defending that goal.
Had a great slot receiver though.
Heyo. Slot receiver.
Okay, where's the fucking?
How do we
sound
transition
effect?
from that?
I don't know. I don't think we
I
do.
didn't.
All right, so
Oh, we can take this time to pay some bills. Tonight's podcast is brought to you by Uncle Pete's Porn Collection. Uncle Pete's Porn Collection.
It's a good
You'll
one.
regret when you found it. Back to it.
What's the website?
There is no.
.com. What do you mean? It's
Let's
Uncle
all
Pete's
match
You
it.
Porn
gotta,
Collection.
you gotta have the
all
apostrophe in there, though.
I thought
It's
it
Uncle
would be
Pete's
what he said
apostrophe
earlier.
S.
www.porn.org/asm.
Doesn't org mean it's a government website?
No, it means an organization. Gov would be government.
All right.
Well,
Well,
and I
gotcha.
just recently found out that
Is that
EDU
true?
was
I don't
know.
educational.
This is
there.
gotcha
now you can buy
journalism.
anything.
Hey, buddy.
Only
I
because
like
they
it.
didn't have websites when I was in college.
They didn't have.
Not even like GeoCities or.
Well, he was riding in his wagon.
Nope, man, the internet was in its infancy.
He was riding his wagen. He was reading tablets.
Yes.
When I say tablets, I don't mean
Stone
Android.
tablets.
I mean stone
Upon
tablets.
which
You
the
kids
command was
nowadays
written.
with your pencils, you have no idea what it's like to carry around a fucking hammer and a chisel. All right.
I mean,
Were you printing out your porn
but I
and
wasn't
like folding
writing.
it up and jerking off to it later?
Is that when you found Uncle Pete's porn collection?
Yeah, I was.
Man, imagine porn back then. Like they had
No,
to chip
man,
it
you-
into a
back
piece
in
of
the day,
stone.
no,
Yeah.
you couldn't do that because you couldn't afford the printer cartridges. They're like
You still can't. They're
$60.
still
Yeah, no,
fucking
they're still
expensive.
really
Yeah,
expensive.
they're still
Oh, yeah.
expensive.
I remember
yeah.
I had to print out something for high school, and it
It
was
was
porn.
yeah, it was porn. And it was-
I had to print out some-
they definitely they weren't happy when I brought it in.
Was it Pamela Anderson and Carmen Electra? Because that's what I would have brought in back
fuck yeah.
then.
Carmen Electra was my
Dude,
Oh,
hell yeah.
Wait,
well, you're
Yasmin
in the right
Bleeth?
time frame.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
That was my sexual awakening. Was Tiffany Amber? Thiessen.
Yeah, I
Reef
had
girls.
And
I had all
the
those
fucking-
printed out under the mattress, and my mom, hi mom, found them and disposed of them after giving me a talking to.
I don't
about
know
them.
why I
Oh,
just
she
heard
gave you-
Tiffany and Amber threesome. I didn't realize who you were
Tiffany
talking
Amber
about.
I
threesome.
feel like that joke has been made, but we were young back then,
Couldn't appreciate it.
so yeah.
Wait,
Well,
what's that?
we would have probably appreciated it. We just weren't making those jokes back then. But now that we're 12,
You guys remember
we
Reef
make all
Girls?
those jokes.
Oh, do I remember?
Dude,
What?
holy
Reef
shit.
Girls.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's a surfing magazine.
Yeah, I do.
Second
I do.
page.
The asses of Reef Girls were
Second
just.
page.
I didn't know it had a name. I
I
just
think
remember
Reef
the
Girls
butts.
made me an ass man.
I'm fairly certain
I'm
none of the
definitely
Reef
an
Girls
ass man.
actually had faces.
Hey,
I'm pretty
remember?
sure
They
it's
never
just-
showed them.
Remember when my wife posted a picture on Facebook and you were like, "Oh my god, who is that?" And it was my wife. Remember, it was just a butt picture, and you were like
No.
embarrassed face, and then you texted me, "Who is that?" I'm like, "That's Lena."
What?
And you're like,
wife.
"Oh."
Could you not? Could I not see her face?
No, it was like a picture of her by the pool. Somebody took from behind her, and you didn't realize her entire.
Oh
back
my
is-
god, I do remember.
Her entire
this.
back is tattooed, so you had no idea. So you just assumed it was somebody else. And
Yeah, wow, great.
she's got a great butt anyway. Is what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
Hey, babe.
Thumbs up. God damn it.
My wife has a nice shit cutter.
Oh,
Segue. Next.
by the way,
next topic.
Here's a topic. Why do people get offended when people are attracted to the girls that they're with? I never understood that.
What do you
Love
mean?
that shit.
Like, you know how, like, if quit looking at my girl's ass, like things like that. I'm like, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
look at my girl's ass.
That's right.
Yeah.
Never gonna get
That's
it.
mine.
Yeah. No, I'm
Never
totally
gonna get
fine
it.
with that.
Yeah, I never understood that. Like,
Yeah.
I guess it's insecurity.
Yeah.
That's all
It's
it
a sign
is.
of
Yeah,
insecurity.
yeah,
For sure.
Or
I mean,
like,
as long
uh,
as they're not like vocalizing and making her feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. Don't fuck
Yeah.
with her.
Yeah.
But if she can't see it and they're doing things
yeah,
that
but if
would
I'm like
make her,
walking by and I see a dude like pulling,
yeah, I remember at the gym sometimes people would be like,
Yeah.
I've come back from the bathroom at a bar, leaving my girlfriend at the bar, and then
Jordy's
somebody's talking to
running
her,
on the treadmill,
and I'll
trying
just
to
like
get over to him.
I'll find an open
No,
space at the
I don't
bar
care. I'm
and just
just
watch for a second and see if she can get herself out of it. Maybe a free drink, because that's one less I have to fucking buy.
I used to love it. When I lived down south, I was dating a girl, and I would stand at the bar.
You're
and,
dating
like,
a girl?
can't get. Hey, can I get a? Hey. And she would go, I got this.
Bring the boobs,
And
babe.
she would just talk to somebody next to her and be like, hey, I need this, 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 and this. And they would buy it. And she'd turn around and
that's
hand
weird.
it to me. And it's
That
not
is,
weird.
but I also never
Save me
bought
money.
drinks
I
for
think-
Listen.
random girls at the bar.
I think that's the most acceptable way to pimp out your girlfriend.
Yeah.
To let her
Drinks.
just-
If you're
yeah.
gonna pimp her out.
Technically, I wasn't pimping her out.
Yeah, she was an
Were
entrepreneur.
you profiting
like-
from her
we were
attractiveness?
No, but she was an
seeking
entrepreneur in
attention.
this one. It was her idea.
What's her
Okay,
idea?
that's
I was
fair.
cool with it.
Yeah.
But
She
you
was
were
being
still
industrious.
profiting from it.
Hell yeah.
Whatever.
That makes you a passive pimp.
Not a passive pimp.
Charlie,
You weren't an active
indirect
pimp.
pimping.
I wasn't
Charlie,
indirect,
the
but
passive-
indirect, I would say.
Yeah.
hey, if
Okay.
anybody knows, it's this
That's
guy.
passive pimping. Indirect pimp is passive pimp.
I would go with it was just
Semantics.
accepting it.
What
You know,
about-
fuck it?
You're a very accepting
Like that,
passive
That
pimp.
sounds a little
What
bit
would
like
passive aggressively pimping be? I hope you have my money.
You're not gonna suck his. You're not gonna
would have
suck
been
his
great
dick,
if you
are
had
ya?
my money this week.
Oh man.
I mean, it's not a big deal, but it would be real nice.
I guess we just won't pay the light bill this week.
you need
Just be
lights. so
fucking
people
in the
can fuck you. Now, how are you gonna know if the guy wants to fuck you or not? Any rate,
Has anybody here
been to New York? No, I hear it's a pile of trash.
had sex with a prostitute?
No. Oh, I've got
Well,
a good
not
story
knowingly.
about a prostitute.
Yes,
Oh,
I was
gang,
hoping that would
strap
jog
in.
something.
Oh, this is good.
I never
So,
jog.
One night I was leaving a bar in Port St. Lucie, and I was coming back down. You know,
Shocker. That
yeah,
this is
I'm
a story about a
shocked.
prostitute.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Hello to all
Well,
our viewers in Port St. Lucie.
Actually, no. I didn't pick up the prostitute in. Port
Was
St.
she
Lucie.
too heavy?
I picked her up.
Wait, were you Ubering?
I was driving.
Okay. well then-
I was in Jensen Beach. I was right by the Gentlemen's Club in Jensen Beach. That's right where the light before the Roosevelt Bridge there.
where they have C-sections
to the
on days.
gentleman's club in
There's a
Jensen
gentleman's
Beach.
club.
It's very gentlemanly.
Yeah, it's very gentlemanly.
Not a single gentleman.
At any rate, so I stop at a red light. Starts to lightly rain, and I see a gal, scantily clad, on the corner, and I'm thinking, oh, she's probably one of the dancers that just got off, because it was right around that time where the club would have closed down, and she would have probably been like walking home.
You were right about the got off part, but not the dancing part, right? I don't get it.
Continue.
Whatever. She was finished her shift at the Gentlemen's Club,
Ah, yes.
and so
Hookers don't get off. That's a joke.
I looked at her, and she saw, because my window was down, but it started to lightly rain, and like she was
Thanks. You're gonna give me a
just
complex.
close enough
Shit.
to where,
Was that a rat
I was
tail?
like, do you maybe need a ride? And she was like, yeah. So she runs across the
Yeah.
street,
Do you need a ride?
and she runs across the street, hops in my car. We start driving, and she was like, thank you so much for the ride. You can just take me home. I was like, that was my intention. I wasn't gonna. So she was like, before you take me home, I want to buy some weed. And I was like, okay.
You said perfect. I'm a weed salesman.
Yeah. And I was like,
Well, you're
that's-
coming to the right place, young lady. You can take the briefcase out.
This is convenient as shit.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, where do you normally buy your weed at? And she was like, well, I have to get money out of the ATM first. And I was like, okay.
ATM
At
for
least
those who
she
don't know
has
is
a bank
ass to
account.
mouth.
Is it? Yes. Provided this girl has.
Might
a
not be
bank
her
account.
card.
So, we're coming over the Roosevelt
Probably
Bridge.
it's probably John's
Whatever
card.
John she just stole
yeah,
from.
John's card. Yeah.
Let me preface the next part of this story by saying I'm a very non-confrontational person, and I don't know how to deal with conflict very well. So we're coming over the Roosevelt Bridge. This gal says to me, oh, just so you know, I'm not actually going to buy weed. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, so we don't have to stop at the ATM? She was like, no, we still have to stop at the ATM. I was like, oh,
But you're
okay.
gonna get all your money out of it and fucking
And-
give it to me.
And I was like, okay. And so we find an ATM, and we pull up, and she's like, just so you know, I'm actually going to buy cocaine. And I was like, okay.
You don't
yeah,
need to tell
you
me.
just- yeah.
At this point, it's semantics.
Yeah. I was like, okay, you just go ahead and hop out. And she was like, no, can you actually give me money? I was like, what? She goes, can you go to the ATM and give me money so I can go buy cocaine? And I said, sure. So I
What?
get out of the car.
Jesus
What, you
Christ.
agreed?
You are a John.
Wait,
Jesus.
Wait. So I go, sure. come with me. So I park the car. We get out. I start walking towards the ATM. I get about 10 feet away, and I knew I was faster than this crazy guy. So
I was hoping you were going to say this.
I immediately fucking turned around and booked ass back to my car.
Is that how you ran?
Like this.
No.
Sorry.
That's small walking.
The most apologetic run I could get. I turned around.
He
Sorry.
didn't even run. He just
Sorry.
fast walked.
Yeah. And she still wouldn't have been able to catch up to me.
He was checking his heart rate
I
the whole
feel
time.
like he was wearing a fanny pack the whole
Sorry.
time.
Clean. And the whole
Jesus.
time she's fucking coming out. You piece of shit! I was like, I'm sorry. I'm apologizing to her as I'm running away from the obvious prostitute.
That is a passive aggressive pimp if I've ever
Yeah.
seen one.
Yeah. So that's my story.
I'm
with a hooker.
sorry.
Why didn't
And-
you offer to pay for it in another way?
Well, the only reason I knew that she was a hooker was because she was like,
She
if
tried
you,
to have
you
sex
ha-
with me
if
for
you-
Because
money.
then that would have taken us back to last
said-
week's episode
she said-
about STIs.
Yeah, she said, if you buy me cocaine, I will
STDs.
pay you
Fuck,
any
had me
way you
messed up
want.
from
It's
last week.
STI.
You should have
So
said
that's
in
all.
American currency.
So I was at this point I was like scared. I was like, I'm dealing with a prostitute, and it's like 2:40 in the morning.
But
I
you're
don't
in
wanna do-
Jensen Beach. Like, how scary is Jensen Beach?
Martin County cops are terrifying, Charles.
Well,
and
the
I'm
cops,
with a hooker,
yeah,
and
but-
we're taking money out of an ATM to go buy
Yeah, but
cocaine.
I'm sure if a cop pulls you over and you have a hooker in the car, they're gonna be like,
What can
"I
you
didn't
just
know
say,
she was
Officer,
a hooker."
look, I was just taking this hooker to go get
And
cocaine.
I didn't know
I
she
was
a hooker
doing
until
a
we were
good
in
deed.
Front of the I swear I didn't
I'm
know she was
doing
a
a
hooker. I thought she was
good
a stripper.
thing.
I
Honestly,
thought she was a stripper.
I think if that had happened and then you got pulled over by a cop, if you told the whole story, I think you would have been okay.
Yeah,
he probably would have
Yeah.
loved the story.
Yeah.
Just like we did. And the folks at home.
Thanks, gang.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
God. Yeah, that's my one experience with
Prostitutes,
a
man.
prostitute.
Fuck.
By the way, we're starting a drinking game. Every time you hear "hell yeah," take a shot.
Hell yeah.
Shit. This isn't fair, guys.
You know the problem with taking shots of beer is that's not a thing.
I'm taking
That's
a
not
so
true.
not.
You ever heard of Power Hour? It'll fuck you up, man.
Oh, I did a power hour with D. Serono one time. I
Oh
almost
my
died.
god.
Who's
Yeah.
he? I
My
know.
neighbor, D.
It's
Serrano.
disgusting.
Yo, D.
My-
Serono.
So
Large Italian.
when I was younger,
alcoholic.
you know how like you'd steal incrementally from the liquor cabinet if you had like a dad. I don't know if you guys had a dad, but
I didn't have a dad.
aw.
Dirty.
What's up, Steve? Anyway, so this story is only for people with dads. If you don't have a dad, you can go ahead and tune out.
Completely.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh.
Or you know, he didn't have to be a father figure. He could be just the guy that sired you.
Somebody
The sperm donor.
who was a male or female in your household that had liquor somewhere. Anyway, we had shit that stagnated for a long time. So I was like, I could probably just pour a little bit off of here and there, and we'd be fine.
You're gonna take care of it.
Yeah, of course.
You can't let it go to waste.
And but I was
There's sober kids in Africa. You can't just let
exactly
the liquor go to waste.
fucking sober Africans. That's the worst. Anyway, that sounded pretty racist.
yeah, holy shit.
Even just saying sober
And
Africans.
I'm
sounds-
standing by it.
The
They
worst
are-
problem
they
you can
are
have
the
in
worst.
Africa is being sober, I
Only
guess.
because it's so shitty.
Whoa, this is not getting better at all.
No, you're.
I like to watch these guys squirm by saying saying things like this. Anyway,
Jesus Christ.
I'm just gonna,
So
play with, I'm gonna play
DiSerrano
with this thing on the corner of
stayed-
the table.
stayed full for a very, very long time. And I was like, well, this one is too full. I can't pour anything off of it. And it never, ever went away. So like 6 years later, I was back there like after college, and I'm like, I'm going to have some DiSerrano for the first time. And that was also the last time I had DiSerrano.
Yeah.
That shit is fucking
That's
terrible.
most people's experience.
Not good.
D. Serrano.
So you had a power hour,
Uh-huh.
which sounds like just a lot of drinking in 1 hour.
Yep,
Do you know how it
that's
works?
what it is.
Yeah.
Power hour?
No.
Oh,
I'm
so
sorry.
power hour is normally done with beer. You take one shot of beer every minute.
Shot of beer. This is offensive to me.
Listen, I know, but listen, I'm telling you, one shot of beer every minute for 60 minutes. Nobody doesn't get drunk. Everyone, doesn't matter what your
is it
tolerance
literally
is.
measured into a shot glass?
Yeah, it's a shot glass of beer.
What the fuck?
See, we just did it with sips, like very small increments.
I think it's a
sips.
combination of
Yeah,
air
you
too
did
that
that
you're
last
taking
week,
from
too,
constantly
and it didn't work
doing
out well.
shots.
Oh no, I was taking.
But you'll
I was
get drunk,
taking
for
fucking
sure.
Air get you
fingerfuls
drunk?
at a time, brother. I
It
wasn't
helps.
taking small.
You
Speeds of
were.
delivery.
Yep.
Surprised you
That's
weren't
why if you ever
taking
drink beer out of like a
fingerfuls.
straw, which you shouldn't do because it can get you sick, it'll also get you drunk faster.
out
of the straw.
I always hear drinking
drink
beer out of a straw gets you drunk faster.
Well, not only that, but you can also take bigger gulps without realizing it. You know, if you're drinking out of a bottle, you're usually probably taking a smaller sip than if you're drinking out of a can. And then if you have out a straw, when you ever drink something with a straw, you usually take a much larger mouthful of whatever it is you're drinking.
I don't get it.
Continue.
So I have small hands, but I never take small sips.
They are very. Can you just put them up real quick?
What am I under arrest again?
My God, they're so cute.
Look at that.
They're-
Hold on. Diamonds are forever.
I like it. Tiny hand.
I found
I don't
out and
have
I had
big
the
hands
same
either,
reaction. I was just my mouth dropped up. I was like, "What?
Yeah, and
How
I
can you be
I
so
seized the
lethal but have such
opportunity,
tiny hands?"
And I put my dick in his mouth.
I'm sorry, that didn't happen.
And he was like, "Man, your dick looks huge." Next
no,
to
it was
your
more
hands.
like, "Man."
I could translate that.
Jesus Christ.
Yes,
No,
my
Amazon,
child.
I don't want to buy Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium.
They know too much.
Wait, is this the DVD?
That's
going
going to be all over your Facebook wall.
Is
or
this the
your
DVD
messages
book?
all week.
No, I don't know what this is.
Are there any
I'm
are
adding
the
it to cart
deleted
'cause I
scenes
don't
in the
know what
book?
it is.
Can I get a book outtakes?
How much do you guys think
Yes.
the DVD for Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium is?
Book.
$2.99.
We're playing Price is Right rules.
Oh shit.
$2.99.
shit.
Oh no, I'll
No,
let
you
you read
didn't say that.
Okay,
Lead
all
off
right.
with that.
Jesus
$6.75.
$6.75.
I thought you were confirming that I was right. I was like, holy shit.
You know, I'm going to stick with it. $2.99.
$2.99.
I'm gonna say
It's probably expensive given his reaction.
We're
$3.50.
talking about like a deluxe
You
edition.
can't say it like
William.
that. It's actually tree fitty.
You win. It's $4 even
Yo,
for
I'm fucking
Mr.
2 for 2
Megorium's
on
Wonder
Price is Right
Emporium.
rules here. On
You know
the
what you
show.
win? A copy of Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium on DVD.
Buy now.
Buy
Please,
now.
Are you gonna buy it?
No, fuck no.
And then you,
You
can give it
should.
to me on next week's show.
DVD?
You should.
I can't
Hold on,
watch
you
the
can't
price
tell
for
him
me.
he wins it.
Yes, I can. I do it all the time.
Gesticulate with your phone as if you're purchasing
That's
something,
bullshit,
and then
dude.
not buy it.
Yeah, I did it though.
I really wanted to.
The
If
show,
it was on Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray, I would.
you know
of
what?
course,
We'll
but
take it out of the profits of the show.
I care about you too much to let you watch anything that's not Blu-ray quality.
Than I went
Well,
through
I
cans
appreciate
last
it.
week.
What happened?
I said I'm going through bottles a lot faster than I went through cans last week.
Well, you're in a natural habitat.
I know.
You normally get a
That's-
bottle
yeah,
at the bar, not a can.
That's true.
Also, Coors Light.
That's also
Also
true.
the
Tap the
The
Rockies.
cans were tall boys, weren't they?
Hey, are
They
those
were
mountains blue?
Also true.
Those mountains
That's
don't look
actually
very
the only
blue.
They're
that
not very
matters.
blue. You know why?
Okay,
'Cause it's
guys.
hot as fuck in this room.
Yeah, what the?
It's my
How
fault.
blue is the mountain?
Nobody
Sorry.
hit the AC.
Do they
button
even
today.
still turn blue anymore?
Yeah,
or is that
it's
just
blue.
part of the?
No, I think that's still. I think they because
Dude,
there's
it's
a little blue on there.
Colorado,
Blue.
okay? It's meth central in the United States.
the whole
Everything's
mountain's
And
blue.
weed central.
I don't know.
No, that's
maybe,
actually
maybe not
Northern
Denver.
California.
Oh, we're talking over each other, by the way.
I think
No,
I
no.
feel
That's
like
how
we
you
could
know
do
the
a lot of
alcohol is
that.
starting.
I don't
to
know.
kick in.
Yep.
We're still doing it, which is great.
I think Colorado currently, after the legalization, is killing it. Killing.
I thought
the
they were
game.
killing the mushroom game out there.
They're,
Now.
they're trying to, yeah.
I think it just got passed.
What mushroom? Like
Yep.
you can have mushrooms.
Yep.
Yeah,
They just
they're
legalized it.
legal.
You guys have any good mushroom stories?
Oh, I had
No.
I had an edible. Okay, so hang on. While I was in New York,
You had edible marijuana. Things.
yes. However, it did nothing.
What are they
But-
called?
Edibles.
Shrooms.
Like the package. Was it packaged?
It
or
was.
something?
It looked like a. It
they
was
always
very
have good
dangerous because it
names.
looked like a straight up chocolate bar, but I didn't see the name of it because it was already being unwrapped.
Was it homemade?
No.
Okay.
No. But anyway, and then my cousin shaved some lightly.
Shout out to Stevie.
Shaved some lightly into my hand, and I was like, "What the fuck is?" He goes, "No, listen, just give it half an hour, especially because you don't normally, get high at all. Because I don't ever. I mean, one time I think when I was 21, somebody made a brownie and I got like sick. Anyway, I was like,
Cool.
okay, I'll just
Pussy.
lick my hand of these chocolate shavings. So I did, and it tasted fucking terrible. It just tasted like I was chewing up weed. It was bad. And I was like, oh my God. He goes, yeah, that's how you know it's good. I'm like, because it tastes like shit. What the fuck kind of bakery item is this? All right,
The
whatever.
Same thing with liquor.
So then I'm hanging
Tastes like
out.
shit,
We're
you know
watching.
it's good.
We're watching the season finale of Game of Thrones, of which I have not watched
T. Serrano.
a single episode since season 1. So I decided to watch the finale, just
Smart.
to be a part of the conversation.
the
You
way
know?
to do it. Yep.
And
He wants to be relevant.
Stevie's
on
like,
the
man,
podcast.
I'm feeling good. How you feeling? And I'm like, I don't feel any different. He goes, oh, you should do more. I'm like, no, I got a
Do
flight
more?
at 5 a.m. I don't want
You
to.
should do more.
I don't want to do any more.
Steve, was this your first time?
I'm like, he might have said have more. I just I
Okay.
couldn't tell you.
You should do more.
You want to do some marijuana?
do more
Marijuana, cigarettes,
Drug-
reefers.
reefers boys with us.
Reefer
Have a
boys?
green boy with us.
But I was kind of bummed because I wanted to have the experience because I don't smoke or anything. So
One time I got bummed.
Wait, is that the fucking end of the story?
Yep.
No, forget. Let me fucking tell you guys a story about how I did mushrooms one time, and I never again. Well, I did it a bunch of times, but I hated all the times. But every time I did it, I was like, maybe this time it'll be fine.
hear me, bro.
But
I
it's
used
not.
to do drugs.
It wasn't.
Still do. But I used to too.
Also, thanks, Mitch.
So,
That's not my name.
I'm at a friend's house. If Face ever sees an episode of one of our
Shout out to
podcasts,
Face.
Shout out to my man Face. So I'm at a kid's house
Shout
named
out.
Face.
Shout out to my man face.
Shout out to my stupid man Face. So we're at this kid named Face's house, and we got a big old bag of mushrooms, and we eat a lot of them, as was our wont.
Do they taste like shit? That's what I hear.
Well,
Yeah, they're
that's
not
where
good.
They grow.
They're not good.
Do they taste like actual poop though?
No, not like actual poop.
Was there still poop on
To
the
which I have a
mushroom?
frame of reference. I have
Okay.
accidentally eaten poop once. That's an entirely different story.
And we'll hear it next.
Yeah.
On the next
We'll
episode
do
of the
that.
Illiteral
I'll take
Show,
that one
we'll
first.
eat some poop.
It wasn't on purpose. I should preface that. But anyway, neither here nor there. So we eat a bunch of mushrooms.
Satisfying.
Everything's fine.
ASMR
I'm
show.
watching an episode of Planet Earth, which
the porn.
yes, the porn narrated by Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, it's about how the humans are fucking the
Is
planet.
that what you watch in Earth Space Science?
It's just
It's
porn
also sex
narrated
ed.
by Morgan Freeman. No, and then he slipped his erect member into her juicy meaty hole.
The female, however, was not satisfied.
And
As
30
per
seconds
usual.
later,
I feel like
no one was happy. The man
Sex
was
doesn't
apologizing.
sex doesn't have to be
What?
pleasurable for the woman because we're giving them the ultimate pleasure, a child.
That's the fuck.
And that's the truth.
Yeah, no, you preach it, brother.
You want an orgasm? How about a
Yeah,
baby
yeah,
instead?
brother.
Hang on, because I'll definitely not pull out.
So yeah, watching Planet Earth. Everything's fine until I'm watching the scene where
Charlie.
Guys, we're being so rude. Can we
Yeah.
let Chris
I'm so sorry.
finish his story?
All right, well, it sort of ties in because the scene I watched that fucked me up was like an orgy of frogs on a tree branch. So it's like a fucking
It sort of ties in. No matter what you said after that,
yeah.
I would have been happy.
And then you just end up with a bunch of fucking baby frogs that are just gonna sit above my door.
Charlie's
at 2 in the
literally
morning when I
crying.
try to come home.
Oh man.
So
Oh shit, rat.
fuck.
What?
We all looked up and
But the
oh
rat
my
tail.
god, wipe the tears away.
I'm
Charlie.
trying.
I'm
I heard
pretty-
rat. and I
I'm pretty
freaked
sure I
out.
saw a rat tail up there.
All right,
Shut
Aw.
the fuck.
Shut the fuck.
All
You
right.
shut that fuck.
Take
So,
your fuck and
Keep that
shut
fuck
it.
shut.
All right.
So yeah, that
Oh my
scene
God.
fucked me up. I started to freak out. I panicked, and so my friend was like, "Here, come into this dark room with me." And I was like,
If you
"Okay."
can't see anything, you can't see anything to trip about.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like, "Let's watch videos of guys breakdancing on a
Nope.
laptop," and I was like, "Yeah, okay, that sounds fun.
awful.
That sounds like uplifting."
Wait, breakdancing
Uplifting.
on a laptop?
Are they
a
motiv-
video.
The rule is you
Of-
can't
You're
leave
supposed
the
to use
surface of the
cardboard.
laptop.
Also, the screen may not work when we're done.
Yeah.
Instead of cardboard, they're so rich they just put laptops down and breakdance on top of them.
I'm never gonna get through the story.
Nope.
So I'm watching videos on a laptop of these dudes breakdancing, and then I quote this for whatever reason.
He's on the laptop watching videos
know,
too.
dude, that's what
I'm
What
sitting
the
on a
fuck?
laptop.
This poor laptop.
Watching.
As an IT guy, I'm highly offended.
How much
Yeah.
money do you make?
So many that I have laptops for
So
chairs.
many.
The floor,
So many.
instead of tile,
I
it's
make
just
so many
laptops
money.
with grout lines in between them.
I don't fucking. I don't give a shit. Tiles for fucking plebes.
For poor people.
My Roomba would never get over that floor.
No, floor's overheating constantly. It's bullshit.
The whole floor is Bluetooth.
You plug them all in.
Well, they're all.
Why are they
electric
all
bill-
on?
My electric bill's through the roof. Why?
Actually, it's
Why-
on the ceiling.
If I
The
have
floor's
Actually,
made
it's
of
on the floor, I mean.
laptops.
why wouldn't they all be on all the time?
So shrooms, which we're apparently
Right.
on now.
Yeah. So I'm watching this video, and
On
the
a
guys are
laptop.
breakdancing, and this is an actual quote. My friend, he's enjoying it. I say, "This doesn't make me feel special," and I fell back down to the ground. And I'm laying there, and all my friends are standing over me, but I don't see their bodies. I just see their heads, and they're all like, "Hey, Chris, are you okay?" I'm like, "No."
Is it possible that you ate more mushrooms than they did?
It's a
How many
certainty.
how many
Okay.
mushrooms does one have to
So,
eat
mere
normally? Like a
certainty.
regular.
Well, it also depends on the size.
You
If you
should-
cut them
Oh,
up.
Yeah, it depends on your whether or not you've done them before.
Were
how-
they in a Ziploc bag hole?
Whether
they
or
were
not
they
it
were in
was
they were in a fucking trash
a
bag.
bull or a
Oh
steer
my God, that's-
that the
Oh,
mushroom
yes.
grew in the pile of
Was
shit.
it heifer shit? Were you on a dairy farm when you got the
Yes.
mushrooms?
Girl, I don't know. So
Do those
Um,
mushrooms have more protein?
I have no idea. I'm not like real privy to the details of like how the potencies.
I'm
of
also
mushrooms.
not real privy.
Oh God, you made me laugh so hard I have to pee again. Now.
Just do it, man.
I'm
just
about
do it.
to.
So
You have an empty bottle.
my friend Joe, shout out to Joe Pete. He was there.
Joe, Pete, and Face.
Yeah,
My
Pete,
boys.
Joe, they know this story. So
They were there.
Joe was also tripping off his dick. So they drag him.
Does he have a very long dick?
Super long. Anyway, he was freaking out. He thought he could warp through walls, so he's just jumping
Amazing.
into walls.
That's
And at one
amazing.
An
point-
avid Portal player.
The point that they dragged him into the room was he was like, "I can warp through the glass coffee table," and they're like, "Nope, into the room." So they drag him into the room with me. I'm laying on the ground, just trying to be fine, just trying to like exist for
At
a
least your
second.
back was probably warm.
So warm because of all the laptops I
Yeah,
was laying
exactly.
on. So they drag him in, and he just starts writhing on the ground.
Like
So
possession.
Okay.
Yeah. So I decide at this point, this is when I need to leave. And for whatever reason, I thought, I can't let anyone know that I'm leaving this house right now because they won't let me leave. So I had to like fucking Metal Gear Solid out of the house.
Were you solid or liquid snake?
Solid.
Hell yeah.
Obviously.
Fucking solid.
Well, liquid's better.
Look at this guy. He's solid as a rock.
Solid
Liquid beat the
snake,
fuck
dude.
out of Metal Gear 4.
Whatever, dude. So I sneak
Oh
out of the
my God.
house. Does that taste like hot dogs?
Because I didn't eat any. I
Sounds
just
like I'm
want to
back
know.
in New York.
Oh, you know what it is? It's the Indian food.
Your breath.
Oh, yeah.
Your breath smells like a pile of trash.
Smells like
It
chicken
smells like-
fall.
Fall. So I sneak out of the house. I get into my car and I back out of the driveway. I'm like, you can do this. You can do this. You can do this.
Another night you
Sneaks
should have
out.
been driving.
No,
I know.
Certainly not.
We're sensing a theme here on the show.
Yep.
Every night you see Bill may be the last.
Episode 3 is going to be an intervention.
Fast and loose.
We're laughing because
So-
he's going to die.
The Bill
So-
story.
Oh my God!
I make it onto Caner Highway, and the road opens up to where it
You're
feels
allergic
like
to
it's a
laughing?
mile wide. And I'm like, I was literally driving home thinking, I hope I get pulled over just so that the cops can help me.
Oh my God.
Did they pull you over? You know, I pulled you over. Please help.
Exactly.
And
That's
you
what I
melt
would
into
have
the
said.
car
You pulled
seat.
me over because
I've been-
you saw that spaceship coming down too, right?
Did you
No.
see that?
No, I swear. And so I get back to my house. And my parents. It was oh my God, they're sleeping. It's like fucking 3 a.m. I walk into their room and I turn on the light and I'm just staring at them, like trying to decide whether or not I should wake them up and be like, take me to the hospital.
Were you still talking like? Could you hear yourself talking like?
That's how I felt like I sounded.
talking in
slow
Take me to the hospital. So I'm like, no. I shut the lights off and I go into my living room and I pick up my cat and I'm just petting my cat. And I'm like, you're so good, thank you. And then her fucking head starts changing shapes. It's like a trapezoid and a square.
Not
I'm
as
like,
good
nope.
as you were before.
Threw off my lap.
Get out of here, geometry cat.
Yeah, for
That's why
real.
you got to get a dog, man.
And then I just ran into my room,
Dog
jumped
man.
under my covers, and I'm like flipping through the channels like a crazy person. Like, was something comfort me? Something comfort me? Something comfort me? You know what did it? Anyone want to take a guess?
Yeah.
Judge
Okay, so
Judy.
can I have a frame of reference here?
No, it's Price is Right rules.
Oh.
What channel?
Oh, okay.
No,
All
no,
right.
no, it was a
Most
movie.
extreme
It was
without
a movie.
It was a 36 channel.
Yes, it was the 36th channel of its name. No, just take a guess. What was on TV that comforted me?
a movie.
Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Wait. Was it a movie or like a Hallmark original?
No, you
or-
don't
was
get
a-
a hint.
it was a movie.
He,
You get
Mike
no
didn't get a
It was a
hint.
movie.
Oh, it's a movie.
Wow.
It was a movie.
I
You
didn't
got
get a
another
hint.
guess.
I'm
You got
guessing.
another guess.
Okay, it's a movie.
Star Trek, the movie.
How long ago is this?
Oh yeah,
This was 11 years ago.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Dude, where's my car?
Dumb and Dumber.
American Wedding.
What?
Singer.
I don't. So you said,
Keep
"Dude,
adding
where's my
words.
car?"
Making
You
shit
said
up.
"Dumb and Dumber." You said "American Wedding."
Which
Singer.
may or may not
I
be
feel like-
a movie. A
I
wedding?
feel like if we're playing Price is Right rules, you come the closest because
Hey!
it was
He normally does.
because it was Jackie Chan's Super Cop. Whatever it was, his happy smiling
how does
Asian
that-
face comforted me. Because
It doesn't
Super Cop
matter.
is a great
Just
movie,
take
by
the
the way.
win, God
Yeah.
damn it.
It's a great movie.
I'm giving it to Mike.
Probably somebody got kicked in Star
That's
Trek.
one of the scene where they're on the top of the train.
I don't remember what it was.
That's fair.
I
You
just
were on
remember-
He was,
mushrooms.
yeah, he's on
He was
mushrooms. Give him a
comforting
fucking
he
break.
was comforting a white lady.
Was he like,
I
Was
was
it
like,
Super
I'm
Cop?
that
Super
white
Cop
lady.
was the one where he got
Talking,
ran
talking.
over by the gigantic hovercraft.
I don't know, to be honest, because I was tripping. All I just remember was like him comforting a white lady, and I felt like that white lady. I was like, that's me.
You
I'm
know,
gonna go to bed now.
So Jackie Chan saved your life?
He did.
That's a better name.
I love
Shout
that
out to
song by
my man
Elton
Jay
John.
Chan.
J-Chan.
J-Chan.
Sounds like an e-boy.
So here's my one question. I could actually be 100% right because he was on shrooms. How the fuck does he know the title of the movie?
Some things might stand out more than others.
Yeah, I'm just.
I'm
Also,
speculating.
what's happening in the chat? I can't read it from here.
Steve called you a pussy
Oh,
in regards to marijuana, and you're not having any more.
he called me a pussy because
Your girlfriend says Charlie has it backwards. Northern California rivals meth capital of the United States.
Oh, it's meth. Then.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was the Midwest.
What a fucking brag that is.
Yeah.
By the way, excuse me. We're actually known for a lot of meth.
Frame of reference, she's from Northern California.
So much meth.
Yes.
When you're from California, it's like you're a vegan, which you probably are anyway, because you're from California. And you have to just tell everybody about it.
Well,
Same thing with New York.
Well, what I've learned,
I get that a lot with New Yorkers.
A
New Yorkers
lot.
will never let you fucking forget that
Yes.
they're from New York.
If you were in Idaho, you would hate California.
It's like they're all vegans. They're never.
well, so
gonna
what I've
not
learned
tell
about
you about it.
Californians,
Actually, in my
is that the
experience,
right?
I've known a lot of vegans.
Yeah,
and not a lot of
Californians,
them are like super
that's
vocal
not
about the
racist,
fact that
Mike.
they're vegan.
I didn't think it was.
Everyone I've ever met.
And you're not
That has been
offending
that
any
way.
genders.
Interesting.
Nothing against them. If it wasn't such a fucking process to go through all the eating, I would.
I hate
What?
it.
No, I'm talking.
What?
About, I would consider being vegan just because
Oh, because it's a pain in the ass.
it's a pain in the ass. Like you got to know, like, oh, I can't
You gotta
have
know when to
that
hold
because
'em.
it's got, it's got
Well,
sugar
now also
in it.
depends
Yeah,
on
when to
how.
fry
from
Hang
bone,
on,
which
it depends
is-
on how militant you want to be about it. Then it gets to the point where now you won't even eat or use products that are associated with products that are associated
Well,
with
yeah,
animal
like
cruelty.
if you, for example, if you go to Benihana, okay,
You better not
And-
be wearing leather
you
shoes.
better not. That fucking belt better be made out of hemp.
At
what?
Benihana.
Wait,
hemp.
what?
I was testing the
Specifically.
Out of hemp.
Oh
All
god.
right, so
Hemp.
like if you go to Benihana,
haven't
for
had a hemp
example,
belt
where
in
they
15
cook on
years.
a major surface,
Mhm.
you can't get your vegetables cooked on that surface because they just cooked a fucking
No,
filet
but they
mignon
wiped
there.
it with the vinegar and the towel.
Oh, that killed. Yeah, that takes care of it.
It's not
Really,
a meat
anything that
towel,
they-
Charlie.
I will eat anything that
It's not a
someone makes a
T-bone
fucking
steak.
onion volcano off of.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
And
You
an-
make
good
an onion
point.
volcano.
an onion volcano.
Touche, salesman.
An onion volcano is a vegan treat anyway.
It is.
Hibachi tricks still delight me to this day. I've
They
seen
do.
them all.
I do.
I still get delighted when I see
I
them.
feel like a little kid watching
Yeah.
Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like, holy
wonderful.
shit, you can make that egg fly up and
Yeah.
land on that spatula.
Put the shrimp in my pocket.
I can't
big
even
man.
flip
Put it
my
in
pancake
pocket.
with a
Also, the
spatula.
fucking sake guy, give me a break, man. Every time he's squirted the sake and like they count, 1, 2, like how many seconds before you like spill it. I only have so much mouth volume that I can hold, and he just keeps. I'm like, when do I shut my mouth? Do I shut my mouth and it goes on my face, or will you eventually stop squirting it into my face and then I can swallow?
I actually have
do
the
you give
answer
it
to
like-
this question.
I know,
have the
it
answer
sounds
to this question.
Real dirty.
When someone says sweet potato pie, that's when you shut your mouth.
Oh, there's a safe word.
Yes.
You have a safe word
Yes.
at the hibachi restaurants.
Some of you will get the
Uh,
reference, and some of you listen to good music.
Gentlemen, I would like to, if I may, touch on what I wanted to put on the whiteboard. However,
Why is it gonna be a
I
whiteboard,
told you I would
Charlie?
remember it. I wanted to talk about how I have the worst luck when I go out anywhere. I have the worst luck with the weirdest people sitting next to me.
Okay.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I
yeah,
really
the fuck
do.
You
Yeah.
do.
I did
You've
see a
seen it.
picture of you two sitting next to each other, so I can see that.
Oh
Yeah,
wow,
but
that's a
different-
low key
different.
burn
So,
on Bill here.
For example,
Hurtful.
woo! Okay, so Saturday night, I get a call from, Grant and Quinn.
A page
We're
from
going
Grant and
to
Quinn.
the bar.
He picked it up on his
So
tablet.
I went to go meet them. So we walk in, the entire bar is empty, and it's a horseshoe-shaped bar. I sit down next to them. Okay,
Is
We're
this?
there.
Are we talking
Are these
about
the weird
a
people?
bar I know you're talking
Yeah.
about? Okay,
Yeah, we're talking about Harper's. So
Harper's in Palm City. If you guys ever want to see
Charlie
Charlie
Live.
Fletcher,
yeah, so
if it's not
anyway,
Wednesday night, he'll
So
be at
I'm
Harper's.
sitting there with them. It's probably about 9ish. It's empty. There's nobody in there except for us and two people playing shuffleboard. So this guy walks in wearing what looked like really baggy Jinko jean shorts.
Jinkos.
Really baggy
Oops,
Jinkos,
that's
as
my
in
cake.
more
A white
baggy
than
than
regular
normal
Jinkos?
Jinkos.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
A white wife beater, and he had a
I mean,
scarf
that's a standard
on.
white beater.
He had a scarf on
Oh,
that
what?
stretched. It was wrapped around his neck, but
Oh.
it stretched all the way down past his knees.
Oh,
So
I'm
he,
hard.
He
I love
walks
him.
in. He
Hard for me
walks
to
in.
imagine
Where does he
this.
sit?
Yes, it is hard for you.
right next to
There's
you.
10 seats that way, 15 seats that way.
You
He
hit the
sits
goddamn
right
lottery.
next to me.
Son of a bitch.
Same seat right next to me.
So what's his number?
Fuck you.
I assume you got it. Are you guys pals? Can we have him on the show?
No.
Charlie would die for him.
Are you pen pals?
Charlie would die for
I'm trying to avoid him.
He's
He
Charlie's
smells
brother.
like patchouli oil. If you've ever smelled
so
that?
good. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
So I have
That's how you know he's getting drunk.
I don't know if that's the correct response.
I have Grant
To
take a
patchouli.
big
Yummy, yummy,
drag
yummy.
off at his
Dick.
what do they call it? Hookah.
What do they call him?
Vapor
yeah,
vapes.
dick.
Yeah, hookah vapes. He was taking a big drag. I'm like, Grant, do me a favor, just blow that right in my face.
Oh boy,
It
come
was
on,
that
too
bad.
Leaving
easy.
yourself
It
wide
was
open.
that bad. So he starts making conversation with us. I'm like,
course he
dude,
does.
I'm sitting here with a couple of friends. Don't want to make any new friends. He
No
pulls
new
out.
friends.
He pulls out a red pack of L&Ms.
Ugh.
He pulls out a $1 bill and a big ass rock
Hat trick.
that has been spray painted gold.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
Is
he
this
goes,
man-
hey, if I could ask you, which of these would you prefer? I said, well, I don't want any of them. I
It
would
came out of your
prefer
fucking
you just
weird
left me
pockets.
alone.
Your
Crazy
story is
person.
being confirmed, by the way.
Yep, that was Grant. He was sitting right next to me.
Shout out to Grant
So-
69.
Yo,
Yo,
Grant.
shut up. What up, Grant?
So all night long, the guy's just bugging the shit out of me, and he's like, "Oh, do you want this gold bar?" I'm like, "That's not a gold bar. It's a fucking rock that you spray painted gold."
Hang on, real quick, pause. Not to interrupt.
I would like
What
to
would you
steal that.
really choose out of the 3 items? What would you choose?
If
Well,
it were a gold bar.
I wouldn't
Hold on.
take. I wouldn't take the red L&Ms because I only smoke blues.
What's red L&M? I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a type of
It's
It
poker.
sounds like a
type of
candy.
cigarette. It's a type of cigarette.
Oh, okay,
Like,
got it.
yeah,
I
no,
did not
that's-
know.
It's if you have like a
It's
buck
a
and
cheap
a quarter
ass-
in your
okay.
pocket, you buy L&Ms.
So he had $1.
Oh, they're like 360s or whatever those
Yeah.
were?
305.
305s.
Oh, those from Miami?
Okay, so he had a $1
Yes.
bill that he claimed had AIDS blood on it. Meanwhile, he was dipping it in his drink.
Are you sure you weren't on YouTube?
I thought I was in the fucking Twilight Zone.
Were you looking for a camera? Because that's
This
what I would
can't
be
be
doing.
real.
I
Oh,
swear-
Ashton
I
Kutcher, you
swear
got
it's
me
real.
again.
I swear it's real. So, all right, I see the bartender coming down, and he gets him a drink, and I look over, and the bartender goes and holds his breath in to walk down to give this guy a beer. Now,
That's
I
how
would.
bad he smelled?
It was horrifying.
Through the cigarette cloud?
Through
The
the fucking
smell was horrifying.
nicotine filter in that.
Through the
place.
regular smell at that place?
So,
For reference, you can smoke inside of Harper's.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
2019, you can still do that. It's amazing.
I would have just moved away from him. However, there were people
Amazingly
sitting on
gross.
this end, so if I moved away, I would have been further away from my friends.
Worth it.
In hindsight's always 2020. So he gets pissed off that I don't want any of these items on the bar, and I called him out. And I'm like, "Oh, it looks like you spray painted that rock gold." So he gets up, he moves.
But he
somewhere-
claimed it was gold.
Yes, he was trying to tell me it was solid gold. I'm like, okay, well,
Did
why-
the gold
why
rock
don't
also
you-
have AIDS blood on it?
I don't know.
Because then I'm
Don't know, I
Probably.
didn't look at it. But
That's
he was
actually
like-
how they probably got the blood.
He was
with
like,
the
"Oh, I got to
rock.
get cigarettes." I'm like, "Well, why don't you chip a little piece of that fucking gold bar off and go stick it in the cigarette machine, see if it gets you a pack?"
That's not how that machine works.
So he walks over and sits at one of the little round tables, and there's 3 drinks that people had left there when they left, and an
Oh, no.
ashtray.
oh, no.
He positions the drinks in weird, like, angles, and then takes a fucking feather out of his hair.
What?
And
How come I didn't know about the feather until now? How come I
Because
didn't
left
know
it
about
out
the feather?
intentionally.
God
He
damn
pulls
it.
a feather
You buried the
out of his
lead.
fucking hair, does 3 circles around it, and then pulls his scarf over his head, wraps it around, and just sits there and starts rocking. So I'm immediately,
the
I
fuck?
turn to Grant and I'm like, dude,
drugs.
he's putting a spell on me. Any second now,
Yeah, it's
any
voodoo.
second now, I'm
Now
gonna start
you're
shitting my pants at the
mine.
bar.
The Hocus Pocus reference?
Like,
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
so he comes back over, sits back down, and then some other weirdo comes and corners us on this side.
There's a second weirdo.
Second
A
weirdo.
pincer weirdo attack.
Please
Yes.
tell me this person was weirder.
Yeah, that's
Equally,
a fucking high
equally.
bar.
Equally
That is
weird.
a high bar.
Okay, you need to describe this person.
That was the point where I got
Describe
saved.
the
And
second
Grant goes,
person.
"Hey, I just bought a new 1911. You guys want to go look at it?" I'm like, "Yes, anything to get out of this bar."
Could
Went
you?
outside, looked at the gun, came back in. They were gone.
No, you need to describe the second weirdo because if the first one was equally weird to the second,
I was working so hard to not pay attention to the one that was next to me that I couldn't even
well,
worry
what
about the
flagged
one on
him
my right.
as weird to you?
The fact that he moved all the way down and sat right next to me and goes, "Hey, this guy's really fucking weird. I saw him doing that thing with a feather. I think he might be Wiccan." what are your thoughts on it? And I'm like, I just want you to get the fuck away from me.
Why would
My
he-
thoughts
What are your
are.
thoughts?
My thoughts
And he had a
are.
microphone
there's-
and a camera crew.
There's 27 other people in this bar. My
Yeah.
thoughts are, why are you right next to me talking
Sir,
to me?
what are your thoughts on this?
It's not even a microphone. It's
I
just like
don't
a
know.
fucking stick he found outside.
It's a feather. God damn it, he got the feather again.
Well, gentlemen, unlike in our personal lives, we're going to need to wrap it up. So,
Hey,
I get it.
what would you guys like to say to our fans, our legions?
the
our
second
droves
half of this
fans?
this podcast was brought to you by
Laptop
my neighbor
floors.
Gary. My
Oh.
neighbor Gary. I know what you did. I know what you did, and I know where they're buried.
It's true. He does. He told me. All right. Well, thank you guys for stopping by. Unless you're from New York, Africa, or
wow.
California in
Oh,
the north.
Or if you
Wow.
have laptop floors,
And
fuck
then
you, man.
especially thank you guys, the groups that I mentioned.
Jesus
You guys have a
God.
wonderful night. Thank you for listening to the show. Thank you for watching the show.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you for putting up with us. And thank you for listening to the tale of the Wiccan with the feather. We're out. Hold on. I'm gonna stop the stream, but it's gonna be several seconds from now. Hold on. We're out.
Yeah, and we're out.
Hold on,
And
we're
out. Last
gone.
word. I got the last word.
We're
and goodbye.
gone. Hey,
Goodbye.
and
Last
we're
word
out.
is belongs
The
to
show
me.
has ended.
Goodbye. Thank you.
We're done.
Thank you very much.
I think I'm on.
Show.twitch.tv.twitter.com.
I think the mouse is on the button that I
I've
need to
been
click.
holding the piss in for an hour.
Hello. Thank you.
We should do that
All
on
right.